All right, guys, thanks for joining us again. Zach Twardowski here with Silvana Pajor Flores.
There you go.
Yeah, we got the round of applause this time this time too. So we talked about IULs last time we were on. I want to go over annuities with you, which you tried to sell me, and I'm not buying.
You shouldn't get an annuity.
I shouldn't get an annuity, right? So what I wanted to do today was go over sort of the same stuff. So can you break down first quickly, like what is an annuity? What kind of annuities do you deal with specifically? Because there's a bunch of different types out there, and I think that leads to a lot of misconceptions about annuities. So why don't we start there? Which kind do you deal with, and what do they do?
Again, similar to an IUL, an FIA fixed index annuity, it's a guaranteed contract with an insurance company, right? So it's guaranteeing certain things like zero loss and participation in the gains of the market. What was the other question? I forgot.
How are the annuities, the FIAs, different than because there's a lot of different types of annuities out there. And when I think of an annuity, I think of you buy something and with X amount of money, it pays you X amount of money forever until you die, which is not. That's a type of annuity, but that's not the primary focus of these ones, right?
The main three type of annuities are variables. So that is pretty much being in the market.
Okay.
The fees are really high. They were popular in the past. You need certain licenses that I personally don't have, and I don't want to go into that arenas of annuities. They're riskier, to be honest with you. The other one is a fixed annuity, so you get 2-3% gain every single year, regardless of what the market does.
Okay.
And the third one, that is the one that is specialized and that is really up and coming and really good lately, is a fixed index annuity, which is a form of fixed, being zero is the base, and the index is the gain, where the money is being made.
Got
Different indices, options, and whatnot.
So does that one work similar when we talk to the IULs? You're like, they have a cap at a certain point, or do those ones just participate up to a certain percentage and whatever the market does?
Good question. There are so many companies out there that do fixed index annuities. I get to see so many statements from different clients. There are a lot of things out there. Thank goodness we are contracted. We work with one of the best annuity companies in the whole nation. Should I say the name?
Sure.
Athene. I love them, all the benefits that they have. So the fixed index annuities, how I structure them, there's no cap at all.
Okay.
On the opposite, according to each situation, I can set it up, or they allow me to set it up where the gains, the participation itself is 270%. So, which is...
So you get more than what the market's doing.
Correct. So if, let's say you were supposed to gain $10,000 at a 270%, you're getting deposited $27,000 versus 10.
Got it. And then the downside being that I can't take all that money. That money's not liquid to me, right?
It's not liquid. There is some sort of liquidity. It's limited liquidity. That's why we need to do an appointment and understand everything about the client to properly advise them. You know, they have a 10, either 5, 10, or 20% year liquidity.
So that's why you only take a portion of their retirement funds and put it into an annuity.
Forever has been said that your portfolio should be 60% stocks, 40% bonds. So a fixed index annuity will outperform bonds, so that portion should be reallocated.
Okay, got it. So you should still keep some there because it's liquid. You can have access to it if there's an emergency, and then we take the other 40% and put it over here because we know it's secure. It's only going to grow. It's not going to go down as the market goes down.
Yeah, again, it goes by person. I was just quoting what has been said forever. This is for people that have a lump sum of money. You know?
So that's what I was going to ask you. So what's the right demographic of someone you're looking for? Like we jokingly said when I started, I don't want an annuity, but I don't need one at 27, right?
Not because you have enough time to recover.
Right. So if the market goes down, it's okay. I get it for cheaper. But so who are you looking for, and like what person does it make sense to consider an annuity?
There are people that are preparing for retirement, 50, 55, 60. People that are super scared right now, or someone that just won the lottery or got an inheritance. The person that wants to secure a certain amount of money of their portfolio, that don't want to risk it at all.
Right, because the principal being the amount you put in, you'll never have less than that unless you have some small fees that might cut away at it and if the market is negative. But other than that, you can't really lose any money, right?
You never lose any money.
You never lose any money.
Again, like IULs, you're growing like stairs, steps on the stairs. So participation, that is the gains. And then when it's negative, you're at zero gains.
Okay. And then that sets every year, or is it every couple years, or does that depend case by case as well?
Case by case.
Okay.
So if you allow the insurance company to keep your money for a little bit longer, instead of you getting a statement every year, there's higher participation, but we can set it up every year or every 2 years for you to get a statement and get, some sort of return for you to see how it's performing.
Okay, perfect. So for someone considering this, makes sense if they have some money they want to secure. What would be the downside, or where you would want to talk someone out of doing an annuity, or you think, this doesn't make sense for you in your situation? Okay.
Liquidity.
So go through that real quick.
It is a contract. So if you were doing a fixed index annuity for 15 years, you are in a contract for 15 years. The upside that Athene, particularly in certain cases, they're giving you a big bonus of 20%, for example, or 15 or 10, again, according to each product and situation. But they're buying your loyalty for you to be with them for that time frame. So if, for example, 10 years into it or 2 years into it, and you want to take the totality of the funds, there will be a surrender charge.
Got it. So you're looking at something you can live with leaving 80 to 90% of that in the contract every year.
There's some liquidity to it. That's why an expert, a good agent, will ask you a lot of questions for suitability purpose. So you're not being tied up with a lack of liquidity.
Got it.
So, again, they're just another option as a retirement vehicle.
And then you mentioned it's a life insurance contract. So how does that work as far as if you pass away, whatever money you have left you still leave it to your beneficiaries, correct?
Correct.
So how does that process work too?
The life insurance is the only vehicle that can guarantee, it's like a pension. So it gives you a guaranteed lifetime income.
Okay.
So in a 401k, you run out of money, there's no more money for retirement. FIA works like Social Security, pensions, that regardless how long you live, it will keep paying. So you might take more money out. But if you were to pass away, that is a death benefit to your family. It will be taxed. If they take all of it, they give you options. If you want to continue with the annuity, or if you want to take the lump sum, there are options at that point.
Okay, but that one is taxed.
If it comes from, for example, you move a 401k into a fixed index annuity, that is a tax deferred, qualified plan. It will get taxed because it's a tax deferred. If you win the lottery and you have X amount of money, the principal will not get taxed.
Just the
growth.
The
growth will get taxed.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Anything else you think everyone should know about annuities? I mean, they're relatively simple. And then, like, you do this every day. I've never been a huge advanced market. When I wrote annuities, I asked you to help me with them, right?
Yeah,
so for the way I understand them on a simple as possible term is you put in money that you can live without having access to every day, or at least, if you don't need more than 80 or 90%.
That shouldn't be liquid.
If you can leave 80 or 90% in the contract, then that's okay to leave that money in there. And if the market goes up, you get to go up with it. If it goes down, you don't. And you should have another half of your net worth, 60-70% of your net worth outside of that you have liquid access to.
The older you get, the more you want to secure your funds. I learned pretty much everything that I know from two people. That is Sean Ruggiero, that thank God we have him here as a financial expert, registered financial advisor. Tom Hegna as an advisor for FFL. So each situation is different. We just need to have a sit down and learn about each person that we're sitting down, what their goals are, the risk that they're willing to take.
And then you mentioned too, if people want to learn more about annuities, Sean Ruggiero wrote a book.
That is phenomenal. Not only he wrote the book, published, it's called 7 Benefits of an FIA. He also published, or just a summarized version of it, FIAbenefits.com.
Okay, perfect. Awesome. And then last thing to wrap up with, to kind of show the power of this, you brought up a statement from a client that you had this year who you were working on doing an annuity with, and then it took a little bit, they didn't do it right away. And their account went from $617,000 to $433,000, and they're trying to retire in a year. But if they had that money in annuity, they would still be at the 617 because the market hasn't go up, so they didn't have any upside, but they wouldn't have gone down at all, right?
That case was crazy. It was actually a family member of one of our agents that reached out to me to help them out. Yeah, and by January 1st, they have $617,000. By July 1st, the second statement, he has they lost $150,000. He's 66, and he was trying to retire by April next year.
Right, and so he can't now, so he needs to keep working until he builds that back up a little bit. Okay.
So that's the goal, is to avoid those kind of losses. So that's a scenario where you would use that one. Correct.
Perfect. All right, Savannah, well, thank you for your time. Thank you for all the helpful information.
Just reach out. Have a good day, you guys.
Annuities are way easier than IUL.